sarcoidosis. Thank you so much for joining us today.
How you doing, YouTube? Welcome back, YouTube. I know it's been a week or so, but the weather up here in New York has just been emotional. Like emotional. But it hindered me from working on the car too much. But today it's a cool, what, 50 degrees. We're gonna get some work done, I promise you. Today, we're gonna put the coilovers on the S14. Stay tuned. Don't you love these S14 videos? We're always pushing it around. All Nissans always have the McPherson strut set up. There's normally 2 bolts at the bottom, which holds the knuckle to the shock, and 3 bolts up top. Most Nissans are this way. Maximas, 240s, Sentras. I believe the 200s have an upper control arm, so they're not McPherson. But I guess all B13, B14s will be the same way. But on this car, 2 bolts that hold the strut to the knuckle. Obviously this is the wheel. Yes, I haven't painted the caliper yet. Been on my ultimate lazy mode, but normally this nut is always a 19 and this is always a 17. This always 19, always 17. Me, I like to put a socket or a breaker bar on this, loosen this nut, then normally back this all the way out or back the nut all the way out, depending on how rusty or how old it's been there. Now for the top, you always see it's always normally 13 or 14. It's normally 14s, but certain coilover companies send you 13mm nuts or whatever the case may be. But let's knock this out. Yes, I haven't painted the valve cover either. I know, I'm bad. here they are unbagged. Alright, normally you adjust the height by the bottom collar. You loosen this ring and you twist the valve, the body of the shock, which is obviously right here, and you adjust it. You turn it up to lower the car, you turn it down to raise the car. The preload, you never adjust the height by the spring. This is obviously, it adjusts the preload and it determines how stiff or how harsh your vehicle will ride. Me, I'm gonna lower it. I'm gonna do both of them even. So ideally, I'm a stance boy. This car is not slammed because this was only performance related. This is, I want the kouki to look nice, stanced. It was 700 horsepower, but that's neither here or there. So, let me adjust these bad boys. Obviously, installation is, how could I say this? Backwards of. Installation is the reverse of taking it off. Normally, the easier way of doing this is putting a jack underneath the lower arm and jacking it up, but I don't know. Alright, the front is done. The front looks good. I promise you it looks good. I'm gonna do the back before I show you the whole car. You can see, we're ready. Let's do this. We're onto the back now. This is the shock, obviously. To take it off is one. Oh god, look like he rounded this one. This is one bolt, and there's two up top. Normally, rear shocks will always have two. This looks like a 17. Hopefully that'll come off with no problems. But let's get to it. Focus. Alright, to do the top of the rear coilovers, you have to go from inside the vehicle. They're basically on the back deck, the back speaker deck. Lucky enough for me, I didn't bolt in the seat yet, so easy enough. Fold down the back seat and I'll show you exactly where it is. Bear with me. So you'd come back here, pull up the tab, and you would pick up. Well, this isn't factory. I guess he had a speaker in here. Something? No, it's hard. It's not even. He had something going on back here. I don't know, but you pull this off. It should slide forward. Boom. And should be able to access the top of the shocks. One bolt. The other one is, it's supposed to be two. There you go. 1, 2. Let me get that done real quick and handle this. Alright, Just got the rear suspension off. Got some nosy friends of mine. That's Brandon, that's Brian, that's Brandon also. Them two have the same last name. Them two are brothers. Look. Goodness. You don't see that every day. Look at the Jay-Z. Look at the Jay-Z. Beautiful. Oh my God. Let me finish this. This is the stock S14 rear shock compared to the coilover. Now the fronts I adjusted. I think I'm gonna leave the rears alone. See how they sit on the car, because I'm curious as to these 10.5 off. What cleared this quarter panel. This was rolled by the previous member. Well, what are you giggling about?
You been wilding out on us, and look, your line be kinking, saying we doing crazy shit.
He don't know what you're talking about. All right, back to work. Alright, coilovers are on all the way around. Clearly the back needs to raise, but we'll get to it. Actually, we might do that right now, actually. Here's the front. Don't look bad. Finally. No more wheel gap. That's the man that's supposed to be painting my body parts, but that within itself is. When we painting this again? Oh, okay. But yeah, look at it. Looks nice. Just got that adjusting the coilover. The two rears. I didn't touch the front. I'll do that tomorrow. I gotta adjust the camber, and most likely I'm gonna go lower in the front. Now the rear. If you remember how it looked when I was on the floor, this was all the way up here. I adjusted it. I made sure for the distance from the bottom of this perch to the top of this perch is 9 inches. Technically, it should be even. That's assuming, which is a very interesting word, assuming that the company had the preload on the two rears the exact same. Will it work out? Let's find out. Assuming. Alright guys, here we go. The back, to me, this will be the final height, which is a finger gap. Hopefully on both sides. I didn't even check this side yet. But a finger gap, perfect. So I guess I assumed correctly. Maxspeed what? Maxspeed, whatever it was. They adjusted the preload to be the same on both sides, which is worked out. Perfect ride height on this side. Now, I am gonna go slightly lower in the front. Yeah, I could just leave it this way, because the springs do have to settle, so most likely I might have to readjust it. So, you know what? For now, we're good. Call today a success. Next project, that has to go lower. Dun dun dun. Later guys.